Alrighty, guys, listen up. We have 5 oversold stocks to break down today. I want to break down the charts, entry and exit points, my thoughts, all that good stuff. So, yeah, let's dive into it. If you guys find value, all I ask is to hit the like button. Of course, subscribe as well. You might as well do that. And if you guys want to see more content, follow me on TikTok and on X. Those are linked down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'm going to need some more coffee, that's for sure. But cheers for now, guys, and let's dive right into the video. Let me make my face a bit smaller. There we go. Beautiful. And yeah, let's dive into it. So the first stock that I want to break down is Apple, which you guys probably have seen Apple. I think it's getting pretty beaten down in the short term. And you might be saying to yourself, Stas, it might go lower. I think it's going to go to 150, 140, which you could be right, no doubt. But in the short term, guys, I feel like Apple is just way too beaten down for it not to see a rally. It's one of those stocks that you don't just see go down 20% straight with no rally, with no relief rally in between, right? And it looks like we're starting to get that rally. It's up around 1.6% right now. It's breaking back over $170 per share. And I mean, guys, this thing literally went down in a straight line from 195 to about 168. No joke. That was a 14% drop. And this is not a penny stock or some other, small mid-cap company. This is Apple we're talking about. In my opinion, it is bound to see a rebound in the short term. Now, does that mean I think it's undervalued? I'm loading up for some long-term shares? I'm not, because for me to buy a long-term position here, it's going to have to come down to 100, 120 for me to add long-term shares, which, by the way, all the stocks we're talking about today, they're for trades, not for long-term investments. They're for trades. So in the short term, I could see Apple rally, which is why I'm looking at it as a trade, maybe back to the low mid 180s in that ballpark right there. And if you guys pull the layers back a bit on the yearly chart, I mean, you guys can see we are holding 165, 170, which is great in the short term. And if I draw some levels out here, 180 to 182, that's where the stock peaked at about or during the middle of October of last year. 189 to 190 is where the stock peaked. Looks like when was this? September? Yeah, early September of last year. So if we do see a little bit of a rally here, these are some levels that we could get to. I'm looking more maybe 180 to 182. But of course, with Apple, you never know. It could go higher. So that's number one. AAPL, I think it's just a bit too beaten down in the short term. Another one that I think is beaten down is Google, which is actually up almost 2.5% in real time right now when I'm making this video. And even when you're watching this video, these stocks will obviously still be relevant. So Google is one that they reported numbers a couple of weeks ago. The stock, I think, went down. Yeah, it crashed after the numbers came out, and we saw a bit of a relief rally. But obviously that didn't last, and we tanked all the way down to about 131. And I actually added to my position at 133. And full disclosure, I'm long Google. I've been long for years, and this is a stock that I've owned for a while, and it's actually my biggest individual stock holding, and I added to it on the dip, and now it's actually already up around $5 per share from where I added to it. And I think, honestly, it's not guaranteed, but in the short term, I think there could be more upside here. So Google is clearly still holding an uptrend. We're down still about $17 from the highs, or about 10-11%. So we're still in correction territory. And on the 3-year chart, guys, or maybe the 1 year is going to be better to see. Yeah, on the 1 year, if we pull up the channel tool, clearly right now, we're getting a bounce off the bottom of the channel, which is really good in the short term for the bulls here, and that could mean there could be more upside in the short term. So that's Google, ticker symbol GOOG. And we also have LVS, also known as Las Vegas Sands. This company here is also pretty oversold. The stock is, and we can see clearly we're still holding an uptrend in the very short term. And this stock's actually reversing out of a multi-month downtrend, which is really good. We can see it was at 61 bucks back in July. Then it downtrended for a couple of months to 43 bucks. That was to the beginning of October. And since that point, heading into November, heading into December, LVS has been reversing, and we recently just hit 55 bucks. That was in the end of February, and now we've pulled back a bit from that point, which I feel like is opening up an opportunity here. So really, this is just a rebound play. I think it's just a bit oversold. We're at the bottom of the channel. We're already starting to push up here. So I'm going to set my alert at about $52.50, which is right by this 50 moving average on this 4-hour chart. So we'll see where it goes from that point. Maybe we start pushing mid-high 50s again. So keep your eyes on Las Vegas Sands here, guys. Again, ticker symbol LVS. And the last two stocks here we have, well, the first of the last two, Intel, ticker symbol INTC, which right now is down 3%, which is not the best sign, but we have slowly been breaking out here of the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, and it seems like we are kind of solidifying the bounce off of the bottom of the channel. Well, today's 3% red day, is not helping its case right now, although we are still above the moving averages. But look, Intel is trying to break out, right? And it's still pretty oversold here in the mid 40s, although earlier today we were in the high 40s. So that could actually, this dip could actually give us a better entry opportunity, potentially. Not telling you guys what to do, but at this point, man, I feel like Intel, you can make a case for this to go back to the high 40s, maybe even low 50s, man. Seriously, you can make that case. So INTC, keep your eyes on it, as if we look on the yearly chart, you'll see it a bit better. This is where we could be pushing, right? Look at the arrow I'm drawing right now. You guys see that right here? So INTC, watch out for it. And before we talk about the last stock of the video today, guys, don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, the sponsor of today's video, and each of those could be valued up to $2,000. Just use that link down below or go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. Once you open up your account and fund it with at least $100, you get 5 stocks, and if you fund your account with at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks. And again, each of those could be valued up to $2,000. So it's a no-brainer, guys. Get on it. Use that Moomoo link down below. And with that being said, cheers. And by the way, that does help out the channel. All those links down below help out the channel. And with that being said, again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Let's cover the last stock, which is Mercado Libre. MELI is the ticker, which I think is pretty beaten down in the short term here. Let me show you this, guys. We were just at 1859, 1850-ish right before earnings, or actually right after earnings, but we've been selling off in a straight line pretty much since that point. In other words, we're down almost 20% in the past week or two, which is a pretty big drop here, guys. So almost in a bear market, and we're under the moving averages. We have a death cross forming, which is not the best sign, but I think we're overall due for a bounce back here. Let me show you, at least in the very short term, guys, let me show you this channel that we're clearly at the bottom of right now. No joke, as I'm making this video. So Mercado Libre, man, if it does not hold this point right here at about 1500, 1475, it could start slipping even further to the downside, which obviously would not be ideal for us, obviously. But if we do start holding and get that confirmation of the bounce, which mind you, we're not getting that yet, but I'm going to set my alert at 1600 and we'll see. But if we do get that, we could really start moving again on the stock and, start pushing 17, 18, maybe even higher, right? So what do you guys think? These are a couple of stocks I'm watching right now that I think are pretty oversold. I'm not telling you to go buy them. All I'm saying is I'm watching them. You should add them to your watch list if you want. Do your own research, do all that good stuff. And yeah, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe for the next video, and I'll see you guys later.